Agree. Now, time to get smart. Every Thursday, we'll have some tips to get your finances in order.
That's right. We are joined now by Sharon Craig, the CEO of Max Score Credit. Sharon, first things first, thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. You look fabulous, by the way.
Thank you.
So why is having good credit so important?
Well, everyone knows good credit is important. We hear late night comics joke and talk about bad credit and things like that, but really bad credit is no joking matter. And what many of us don't know is that if you do have bad credit, it can be repaired and those situations can be cleared up.
Can a simple payment, not making a payment, really affect your credit score?
Absolutely,
Wow.
it can. But the good news is that there are some tips that you can do in the event that you've forgotten to make a payment. And you'll want to do things like obviously make the payment as soon as you can. You'll want to call the creditor and find out if that payment has been reported. If it hasn't, then you've made the payment and you've rectified the problem. If it has been, ask for them to make a good faith change. You've been a good customer, you've been paying on time, and a lot of times they'll do that for you.
I've done that before.
Yeah, it works.
It works, it really does.
Absolutely.
Closed mouths don't get fed. There we go.
So tell us a little bit about the difference between credit repair, credit counseling, and debt consolidation.
Good question. Credit repair is when you've got some challenges with your credit, derogatory items or perhaps some late payments, and you'd come to a company like Max Score Credit and we would work to resolve those problems. Whereas debt counseling is when you're paying a lump sum to one vendor and then they in turn are paying your bills. And then you might also have a situation where you yourself get a loan and then pay everything off at one time.
How do you know that credit repair is right for you?
That's another good question. Think about this. You may be wanting to make a big purchase like a house or a car, and you know what your scores are and you know you've got some challenges. Or maybe you've met with a realtor already and they're telling you you just have a little bit to go to make that good score because that's going to get your interest payments lower.
So how do we all keep from getting ripped off?
That's a good question. Unfortunately, there are a lot of unscrupulous people in our industry, and they will take advantage of people, and honestly, sometimes people are a little bit desperate. So first off, be smart. You want to check and make sure that the company is licensed and bonded. That's required here in Maryland. And then you also want to do things like check their Facebook page, check their web page. Those are really good things to do. And then if they're asking you for payment in full upfront, that's a no-no in our industry. We are allowed to charge a simple setup fee, but you should see payments that stretch out as the work is being performed.
I see. Wow. I'm learning so much that I just had no idea
Student
about.
loans. You know, so many of us have student loans issues.
I'm hearing more and more from my clients that student loans are causing them credit challenges. I was at a network event for young millennials, and that was predominantly the question that came up, is what can I do about my student loans? And I'm still investigating. In fact, I'm going to be attending what we call an industry conference later this month, and I'm going to be talking to some people about it. But in general, what you'll want to do is make your payments on time. And then look and see, is that loan either private or a federal loan? That's going to make a difference. And then have you defaulted, or are you just a few late payments behind? And then how you tackle that problem is going to depend a lot on what situation you're in.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you for being with us, Sharon.
Sure, anytime. Congratulations. You guys are fantastic.
You're awesome. I learned so much as well. Knowledge is power. And do your research.
Absolutely.
Very important. Thank you so much for coming on our show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Sharon. Now, coming up, dealing with addiction.